8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, read by Soundithavam. The COVID-19 recoveries tally go up by 1,520 in highest daily record. 200 damaged railway compartments will be repaired. Sri Lanka to receive 500,000 doses of Covishield under India's Vaccine Maitri initiative. Senior advisor Lalit Veeratunga says no one will be forced to vaccinate themselves. The WHO recommends pregnant women not to use Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. In news overseas, China mine rescue, miners saved after knocking on pipe. And in sports, soccer, Arsenal have signed Real Madrid, attacking midfielder Martin Odegaard on loan until the end of the season. The Ministry of Health says 1,520 patients who are receiving treatment for COVID-19 infection have regained health and been discharged from hospitals within the past 24 hours. This is the highest number of recoveries reported from the country within a day. This brings the total count of COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka to 52,566. Sri Lanka has confirmed a total of 59,922 positive cases of the novel coronavirus so far. However, 7,068 of them are still under medical care at selected hospitals and treatment centres. Meanwhile, the country has witnessed 288 fatalities following the outbreak of the pandemic. Under the government of India's Vaccine Maitri, Vaccine Friendship initiative, a consignment of 500,000 doses of Covishield vaccines manufactured in India will be arriving in Sri Lanka. The High Commissioner of India in Colombo said the consignment will be transported in a special Air India flight tomorrow, January 28th, and packed in tailor-made boxes for the purpose. This will be ceremonially handed over by High Commissioner Gopal Bagle at the Bandaranaike International Airport. The statement went on to say, quote, in a remarkable coincidence, the consignment of Covishield vaccine will arrive on the auspicious Durutu Poya Day. As such, the High Commissioner, who had first arrived in Sri Lanka to take up his assignment in the Wesak week in May 2019, with 12.5 tons of medical supplies as a gift by India to Sri Lanka for fighting COVID-19 pandemic, will pray at the sacred Ganga Ramya temple for the health and well-being of the people of Sri Lanka on the day, unquote. He will also seek the blessings of the Venerable Dr. Kirinde Assajithera. As per the Buddhist traditions in India and Sri Lanka, the High Commissioner will offer meals to devotees at the temple. Oxford AstraZeneca's Covishield vaccine is manufactured by the Serum Institute of India. This has been approved for emergency use by the government of Sri Lanka. The gift from India is keeping in line with India's continued support to Sri Lanka in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. 4 consignments of medical supplies weighing around 25 tons were donated by India, who also organised online experience sharing programs for Sri Lankan medical professionals. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's senior advisor Lalit Veeratunga, who has been appointed to chair the Presidential Task Force to oversee COVID-19 vaccinations, said today that no Sri Lankan citizen will be forced to vaccinate themselves once the vials arrive in the country starting tomorrow, and for the coming 9 months, the vaccines will be provided to every individual free of charge. Speaking to journalists at a special media briefing, Veeratunga said that the vaccinations would not be compulsory but would be provided on a voluntary basis, as all vaccines are being distributed only on an emergency basis. Those being vaccinated will have to fill a consent form before receiving the jab. At any given time, if those who are reluctant to receive the vaccines change their mind, they will be able to receive the vaccinations in their allocated healthcare centres. Tomorrow, 500,000 vials of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines will arrive in Sri Lanka on an Air India flight, which will be donated to Sri Lanka's Health Ministry by the Indian government. A World Health Organization WHO expert panel issued its first guidance on the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine on Tuesday, saying that it should be ideally given to people in 2 separate doses 28 days apart. In exceptional circumstances, this period could be extended to 42 days, said the WHO's advisory group of experts on immunization, SAGE, amid supply shortages affecting many countries. The development follows SAGE's recommendations on 5th January on how the similar Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine should be used, as deaths from the new coronavirus topped 2.1 million globally. Both are so-called mRNA vaccines, which trigger an immune response by teaching the body to make special proteins, as opposed to including any live or inactive weakened virus. The Chinese embassy in Colombo said China will donate 300,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine manufactured by Sinopharm to Sri Lanka. The statement said China and Sri Lanka enjoy historical friendship and have always been strongly supporting each other, including in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The vaccine doses are expected to be handed over to the Sri Lankan side in mid-February after the due procedures in both ends are completed. The vaccine is manufactured by the China National Pharmaceutical Group Sinopharm, a leading vaccine manufacturer in the world. The statement added that the vaccine has received approval for public use in the UAE, Serbia, Egypt, Bahrain, Jordan, Iraq, Pakistan and China. By yesterday, over 20 million Sinopharm doses have been administered across the world, with no reports of serious adverse reactions. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The main suspect of the Colombo Kingsbury Hotel bomb blast, Mohammed Mubarak's wife, Ayesha Siddiqa Mohammed, and 4 others have been further remanded till the 10th of next month. The Fort Magistrate Priyantha Liyanage made this order today. The suspects are questioned through Skype technology today. Further hearing has also been put off to the 10th of February. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva has emphasised the need for an insurance cover on behalf of the workers. He said that an insurance cover is important during accidents and disaster situations for the economic security of workers. The minister pointed out that there are special insurance schemes in foreign countries for work sites and the workers who are employed in those places. He said that it is shortcoming that such a scheme is not implemented in the country. He was speaking during a function at the Labour Department auditorium yesterday. Scholarships were given to 39 children of the workers who were seriously injured or lost their lives at work sites. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
200 damaged railway compartments will be renovated. The project will focus on repairing the compartments and put into operation. 140 Romanian compartments and 8 engine sets will be repaired. A further 60 compartments will also be renovated, and it came to you in the main news story. Watchlight up next.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the residents and motorists complain that sudden excavation and roadwork on the Pamankada Road and adjoining W.S. Silva Mawatha in Vellavatta has caused many hardships. This has caused immense difficulties not only to local motorists but also to outside vehicles. As a result, a traffic congestion is seen at this place every day during peak hours. The residents are also clueless about the real cause for this sudden excavation work. This is for the attention of the RDA, City Traffic Police and the Colombo Municipal Council and came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, coronavirus, France urges Sanofi to boost Pfizer vaccine supply amid EU shortages. China mine rescue, miners saved after knocking on pipe. Red Fort violence, the Delhi police detained 200 after farmer protests. French drug maker Sanofi has said it will help mass-produce the coronavirus vaccine developed by Pfizer-BioNTech amid EU shortages. Sanofi says it has struck a deal to produce 125 million doses of the vaccine by the end of the year. Pfizer-BioNTech has cited production problems, as has AstraZeneca, which is also falling behind in its EU deal. The EU has threatened to restrict the exports of vaccines made within the bloc to deal with the shortfall. 2 Chinese miners rescued after being trapped underground for 2 weeks have described how they made contact with rescuers by knocking on a pipe. They also spoke of their relief at being free, with one says he feels reborn in their first comments since their dramatic rescue. They were among 11 people pulled out alive after the 10th January blast in their gold mine in China's Shandong province. The police have detained 200 protesters following Tuesday's deadly violence in India's capital Delhi during a massive protest against agricultural reforms. Thousands of farmers clashed with the police as protesters on the outskirts of the city forced their way in. One protester died and more than 300 police officers were injured. Blaming the chaos on rogue elements among an otherwise peaceful march, farmers' leaders said they would not call off their protests. Those detained are being held on charges of rioting, damaging public property and attacking police personnel. So far, 22 police complaints have been registered. To conclude this bulletin of world news, the headlines once again. Coronavirus, France urges Sanofi to boost Pfizer vaccine supply amid EU shortages. China mine rescue, miners saved after knocking on pipe. Red Fort violence, the Delhi police detained 200 after farmer protests. And that concludes this bulletin of world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Moving on to development news, with tourism opening up, Air Astana, the flag carrier of Kazakhstan based in Almaty, will launch direct flights to the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport soon. The airline will first operate charter flights starting from February 6th to the MRIA and then will launch scheduled flights. They will operate an A321 flight for Sri Lankan operations. The airline operates scheduled domestic and international services on 64 routes from its main hub, Almaty International Airport, and from its secondary hub, Nursultan Nazarbayev International Airport. That came to you in development news, and looking at sports, it's soccer. Arsenal have signed Real Madrid attacking midfielder Martin Odegaard on loan until the end of the season. The 22-year-old Norwegian has struggled to make an impact in Real manager Zinedine Zidane's squad this season. Real Sociedad, where Odegaard spent last season on loan, and Eredivisie leaders Ajax were also interested. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta said, quote, "Martin is of course a player we all know very well. Although still young, he has been playing at the top level for a while," unquote. And that's sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sampath Bank PLC joined hands with the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, CBSL, yet again to raise awareness and increase acceptance and usage of Lanka QR, the common quick response QR code standard for the country that was introduced in 2020. Encouraging consumers to adopt Lanka QR for their day-to-day transactions, Sampath Bank held a 2-day promotional drive at one of Colombo's latest outdoor dining destinations, Dining Capsule at Baladakshimawatha near Goldface Green, on the 23rd and 24th of January. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
In consultation with the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka, SEC, the Colombo Stock Exchange, CSE, has issued a set of guidelines on best practices for stockbroker firms, which are required to be adopted and implemented with immediate effect. The guideline was approved by the SEC Commission on January 13, 2021, and was presented to the leadership of stockbroker firms, which was unanimously accepted. Under these guidelines, as requested by the stockbroker firms, a 3-month grace period will be provided for the implementation of a guideline on sharing of brokerage commission with registered investment advisors, RIAs, which has been kept at 30% in order to maintain consistency within the industry. That's economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
To conclude, a look at the weather report. The Met Department says the showery condition is expected to enhance over the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Matale district during the next few days from tomorrow the 28th. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Matale district. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in the Sabragamo province and in the Gaul and Matara districts after 2 p.m. This weather report was published this evening at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. To conclude tonight's news broadcast, a recap of the headlines. The COVID-19 recoveries tally goes up by 1,520 in highest daily record. 200 damaged railway compartments will be repaired. Sri Lanka to receive 500,000 doses of Covishield under India's Vaccine Maitri initiative. Senior advisor Lalit Veeratunga says no one will be forced to vaccinate themselves. The WHO recommends pregnant women not to use Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. China mine rescue, miners saved after knocking on pipe. And in sports, Arsenal have signed Real Madrid attacking midfielder Martin Odegaard on loan until the end of the season. That concludes tonight's news broadcast, and now it's back to your hostess Chandima to take you to the end of transmission. Back to you, Chandima.